Well, imagine being charged tens of thousands of dollars for something that you never wanted or even received. It's a complaint that the CBS News Texas I-Team received from a Garland woman who considered purchasing solar panels. Well, as Andrea Lucia found out, what appeared to be a straightforward situation turned out to be a far bigger problem.
This is where you would have solar panels, right?
Yeah, this is the south side of the house.
Kim Kromdijk doesn't have solar panels, not a single one.
No solar panels.
A couple of years ago, she did consider them, even made an appointment with a salesperson.
My exact words were, well, it can't hurt to hear what they have to say. We sat at the kitchen table and he had a little iPad. There was just one blank there. There was no written text or anything. He says, just sign here so we can check your credit. And I just took his word for it that that's what I was doing.
By the next morning, she made up her mind. It cost too much.
I called him and told him that I had just thought about it, and I decided I don't want to go through with this. I don't want to go forward. And he said, fine.
That was the end of the story, or so she thought, until earlier this year when she tried refinancing her home and her mortgage lender noticed a problem.
Oh, you've got solar panels. And I said, no, I don't. And he says, well, it says on all three credit bureaus that you do, and they've also taken a lien out. And he goes, you need to get that off of there.
Records show a company called Solar Mosaic filed liens linked to Kromdijk's home with both Dallas County and the Secretary of State, claiming she owed them more than $97,000 plus interest. Kromdijk reached out to Mosaic and its installer Freedom Forever to clear up any confusion.
Freedom Forever kept telling me, we canceled that over a year ago. And I said, well, could you please tell Mosaic, because they're saying that you didn't. And it went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Freedom Forever eventually provided this letter saying it had canceled the sale and installation of panels on Kromdijk's home and notified Mosaic. But instead of removing any debt from its records, Mosaic suddenly started trying to collect it.
They were calling me 2 and 3 times a day saying I owed them money, telling me I was late. And I said, late for what? I don't have anything.
It's a shocking story, and it turns out getting that lien removed from her home was not as simple as she initially believed it would be. So tonight at 10, our CBS News I-Team and Andrea Lucia will air that full report. But Andrea Lucia is actually with us now. She joins us live from Garland. Andrea, I think my jaw was on the floor the whole time I'm hearing this. $97,000 something is how much they said that she owed. So how does somebody end up with a loan for something that they never even bought in the first place?
Yeah, that is the key question right there. And we're still working to try to pin down an answer for that. But I will say, when we started looking into this, I thought this was going to be really straightforward, a miscommunication, easy to resolve. But when we did get involved, you know, Ms. Kromdijk and her attorney had been trying to resolve it for a couple of months with no success. And there is some dispute over whether she ever did sign a contract for the sale and installation of solar panels. But the one thing I could never get over is, you know, this is her house right here. There are no solar panels. And as far as I know, nobody signs a contract to pay $97,000 to not get solar panels, right?
You would think that there would be some sort of work that had been done for sure. And this started as a story about one woman, but it grew from there. In your story tonight, we're going to hear from others that this happened to. So how did you find them, and how widespread really is this type of issue?
Yeah, I mean, this was the most surprising part of the story to me. I really thought it was going to be a miscommunication between one customer and one company. But, you know, on Facebook, on Better Business Bureau complaints, we found very similar accounts of this happening to other people. Our CBS affiliate in the Phoenix area covered the stories of 2 homeowners within the last 6 months, I want to say, with nearly identical accounts of what happens. There is a federal lawsuit that has been filed by the attorneys general in Kentucky and in Tennessee. We've been in contact with homeowners in California, Illinois, Florida, all very similar accounts. And, you know, so really it's something that is happening across the country to people.
Yeah, it really is shocking. And I know that you did reach out to Solar Mosaic. So what did they have to say about all this?
So neither they nor their installer have responded to the larger pattern of complaints, which is what we're really interested in getting to right now. But I am happy to report they did resolve Ms. Kromdijk's situation here, canceling her loan. We're going to have, her reaction to that in the coming days.
All right, and we have reported on some of these solar horror stories before, but we know that not everyone has buyer's remorse. So do you have any advice for avoiding pitfalls?
I can pass on what some of the homeowners have shared with me, which is, definitely don't rush into anything and do not sign anything that you have not carefully read, even a credit check, even if you're told that it's for something that won't affect you. Just be careful, read everything. I will say, though, the I-Team has taken interest in going beyond telling you what not to do and sort of highlighting some of the positive stories, too, because we heard from viewers who said, hey, I got solar panels and I love them. So we hunted down one of those homeowners who had a positive experience. And coming up on Thursday, we're going to tell his story and also talk about solar co-ops, which are what, the way that he ended up going, and how they are working to both educate and empower some homeowners who want solar panels. So it's not just them against the company and trusting what the company has to say. They actually go into the process, really knowing what's going on and working as a group to get better rates. Again, we'll talk about that coming up this Thursday.